shot fake. Gaines will have to heave a long 30-footer. Oh! Oh, yeah! Court holds it high to Newman. Long three! Goal! Holy smokes! He hit a 26-footer! The timeline guarded by Holden. Rashad gonna drive. Penetration. He lost the basketball. Ball loose on the floor. Ezra tries to pick it up. He's got to throw it up at the horn. And it goes! It goes! It goes, baby! A three-pointer! A three-pointer! The Dogs have won it at the horn, and it's Bedlam on the press row. 73-70. Dogs do it again. Run for your lives. The students are everywhere.
The following is a production of WSB Sports and the Georgia Bulldog Radio Network. Get ready for University of Georgia basketball. Now, let's go courtside to Scott Howard.
Georgia faces its first top 25 opponent of the season as the Bulldogs host Gonzaga here this afternoon at the Gwinnett Arena in Duluth. Dennis Felton's Dogs are off to a fine 6-1 start and have scorched the competition by an average of almost 30 points a game. But the schedule gets a major upgrade today with the giant-killing Zags from Spokane, Washington. Gonzaga's ranked 16th in the nation and already owns a pair of victories over top 10 competition with wins over North Carolina and Washington. This series is even at one game apiece as Georgia prepares to face yet another squad of Bulldogs, the Red and Black's fourth in the last 5 games. It's Georgia and Gonzaga coming up. The Bulldog pregame show is brought to you by Georgia Power, the official power source of the Georgia Bulldogs. Our countdown to tip-off starts right now on the Georgia Bulldogs Radio Network.
By Commissioner Slive, who's done a fine job at the conference office. Ronald Steele's also been banged up for them, so Mark Godfrey's guys not at full strength. A couple other big games around the country today. Butler winning again, defeating Purdue 68-65. I think their hit list is the most impressive of any team in the country this year when you look at the teams they've beaten, including this Gonzaga team here. And then how about Wisconsin? They roll past Pitt today, 89-75, the 7th-ranked Badgers over the 2nd-ranked Panthers. And I remember when Pitt came to Athens back the day before the Sugar Bowl back in 2002. They were ranked number 2. Who knows? We might see Wisconsin up there around 3 or 4 if they keep rolling like this.
Indeed, and that will be another huge game in this December schedule for Georgia. New Year's Eve afternoon, a 1 o'clock contest at Stegman Coliseum. So we hope you're making your plans to come on out and cheer on the Bulldogs as they host a very, very good Badgers team. As Jeff said, winning by 14 today over Pitt, the number 2 team in the country. A couple of other scores for you while we're at it. Number 3 North Carolina squashes UNC Asheville 93-62. Marquette hammered Maryland Baltimore County 68-46. And we'll keep you up to date on anything else that's going on as we get ready for Georgia and Gonzaga here at the Gwinnett Arena. We'll continue from our courtside broadcast position. It's the Bulldogs and the Bulldogs again today, and we'll have more for you right after this timeout on the Georgia Bulldogs Radio Network.
You're listening to University of Georgia basketball with Scott Howard and Jeff Densler on the Georgia Bulldog Radio Network.
Go Dogs! Stop into Singular now for the latest deals on the coolest handsets. Singular Wireless, raising the bar.
The Georgia Bulldogs and the Gonzaga Bulldogs here this afternoon at the arena at Gwinnett Center. Both teams continue their warm-ups, and we'll be tipping this one off in a matter of moments. Today's pregame show has been brought to you by Georgia Natural Gas, home of the happiest customers. By All Good Pest Solutions. When bugs are all gone, it's all good. By Bellamy Strickland, the truck capital of Georgia. By IBEW Local 613, on time and on budget. And by Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. When we come back, we'll talk with Georgia head coach Dennis Felton. That's next here on the Georgia Bulldogs Radio Network. Time now for the Dennis Felton pregame show. It's brought to you by AirTran Airways. Go. There's nothing stopping you. Scott Howard with Coach Dennis Felton here at the arena at Gwinnett Center as Georgia prepares to face Gonzaga here this afternoon. And, Coach, it's been 11 days since you guys played your last game. Get us up to date on what you guys have been up to, final exams and practice schedules and all of that.
Well, it was a very busy time academically between final exams and the preparation for those final exams. A lot of study hall hours, a lot of study sessions, and some very peculiar times. So we had to manage through that and find, try to squeeze in some time to practice. We did give the guys 3 days off, entire days where they didn't have anything to do related to basketball, and then of course we have been practicing, and we had some more sluggish practices early, but I really liked the way we've been practicing the last 4 or 5 days.
And why is that? What have you done differently?
Well, we've just I haven't done anything differently. Our players have brought much better intensity and fire, and they were a little less interrupted too. I mean, some of our practices that were worse, we just, sometimes we were missing key guys that really, we have we have good depth this year in terms of when everybody's there and healthy, and that we have 10 guys that can really do some things. But when we lose a player or two in practice, then all of a sudden we're not nearly as competitive in a position or two, and that affects us a little bit. But the guys this week have had terrific focus and intensity and competitiveness and aggression, and we've ended the week leading up to this game very strong in practice. I hope that we can come out and have terrific edge right from the bat, right from the start. That's the challenge in scenarios like this when you have such a long layover.
And this past week was anything but routine for you guys, just because of graduation in the Coliseum, and you had to go somewhere else to practice. And then yesterday, you guys worked out at Phillips Arena. I mean, as far as from a mental standpoint, is everybody good to go?
I think so. We've had to practice on a small court, which is not real good the last couple of days, because our one court was taken from us at Stegman Coliseum. But and that's why we traveled. We left early yesterday and practiced in Atlanta. And I want to thank the Atlanta Hawks for allowing us to do that. They've always been really good friends and partners to us. But we went and practiced there so we could get one practice on a regulation-sized court again before playing today. And but our guys, they worked pretty hard at staying focused. The days we had to go to Ramsey, and we had a short but good practice yesterday.
Tell me a little bit about the game today. What do you guys need to do to play well and win this ball game?
Well, we'll have to do most things well, because Gonzaga is one of the best teams in the country. They can really score, and that starts with their running game. So transition defense is going to be really critical. And then in the half court, they can score too, because they have a lot of guys who can shoot the ball, and they're a very mature team from the standpoint of executing their offense, being patient, passing the ball, making extra plays for each other to get each other high-quality shots. They're good on the glass. They've got I think a 7-rebound advantage on average in their games, and they have out-rebounded their opponent every game this year, and they're very confident. They've had years of success now, and they've had a lot of success this year by knocking off number 2 North Carolina and just killing Texas and annihilating number 7 Washington. So they have a lot of reason to feel really good about their team and what they've got going this season.
Now, while Georgia's schedule may not have had those teams on it, you guys have really taken care of business against the teams that you have played. I mean, you've really put the thumb down on these guys. I know that's got to make you satisfied.
We have. We're really, these next few weeks we're coming into the most daunting part of our non-conference schedule, that's for sure. But the games that we have played, we've played some very strong basketball. We still have a lot of improvement, and that's exciting. But we have played strong basketball. As a matter of fact, at this point in the season, we've statistically we've been about as dominant as you can possibly be. We're ranked in the top 5 and top 10 in many categories nationally, not in the league, but nationally, and probably in the majority of categories in the league. We rank 1, 2, or 3. So and just like last game, we had the terrific win on the road at Wake Forest, and we come back against Gardner-Webb, a team who I felt like was very dangerous because of the way they can shoot the ball, and I was really pleased with the way we took care of business. And we've played some consistent basketball this year. We could have played a little better in the first half against Wake Forest, and we could have played a lot better in the second half against Western Kentucky. But other than that, we have been pretty consistent.
All right, well, this should be fun today, Dennis. Much good luck to you, and we'll see you after the ball game.
Thank you, Scott.
That's Georgia head coach Dennis Felton. We'll give you the starting lineups for Georgia and Gonzaga coming up next here on the Georgia Bulldogs Radio Network.
Bulldog basketball is on the air. You're listening to University of Georgia basketball on the Georgia Bulldog Radio Network. The Dogs are brought to you by Singular Wireless, raising the bar. Smooth, refreshing Bud Light, always worth it. Your neighborhood Ford dealers. The Georgia Lottery, providing over 850,000 Hope scholarships. State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Bell South, listening, answering. Your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams paint store. And by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution for the best Bulldogs coverage.
Has the ball, Singleton and Heitfeld jumping in the center circle. The tip is controlled by Gonzaga. As we view it, they will move from right to left. Gonzaga in their navy blues with white and red trim. Georgia in the home whites with red, black, and silver trim. Gonzaga with the basketball to get this one started. Here's Pendergraft with a ball fake from 3. Drives down left of the lane. His pass to Heitfeld is stolen by Gaines. He tried to save it inbounds to Steve Newman as Sundiata was falling out of bounds, but he threw it over the baseline. But a good heads-up play by Sundiata.
They reset the shot clock. Teddy Valentine giving the twirl, saying that Sundiata had possession of that one. Georgia's athleticism in the backcourt could give Gonzaga some problems.
Here's Matt Bolden to inbound, the freshman getting his second start. Crossover by Rivio, goes by Levi Stoops, run under the basket, and the ball stolen by the Dogs as Gaines fires it up into the front court to Stooks, the senior, to Singleton, head of the key. Flip it to Mercer, to Levi. He's been hot from 3, and he is to get this one started as he hits it from straight away, and the Dogs are up 3-0.
Now 17 out of 30 on the season from long distance for Stooks, the SEC's leading three-point shooter.
Not quite a minute in. Jeremy Pargo with a crossover and a drive to the left elbow. Jump pass to Bolden in the far corner. Dogs in a man-to-man. Mercer on Bolden. Baseline jumper. Used it high off the glass and banked it in from an odd angle, but Bolden got it to go.
The high kiss, top right square if you're playing tic-tac-toe.
3-2, Dogs by 1. Georgia with the ball. Newman has it knocked away. Pendergraft goes after it, dives. Newman picks it up and drives to the basket, and on the running layup he scores.
Oh, playing all these guys from the Pacific Northwest with the floppy hair and the beard. Steve Newman going with the facial hair here today. Looking like Bill Walton.
Well, you got a couple of redheads guarding each other over there. Pendergraft with an air ball from the corner. Bolden saves it into Pendergraft for Gonzaga. They keep it alive. Clock still ticking. It didn't hit the rim on the previous shot. Shot clock at 15. Here goes Pargo underneath the basket. Running layup is blocked, stuffed by Georgia as the Dogs will take it away with Mike Mercer. He runs and he pulls up from 8 feet and banks it in off the window.
And there's the athleticism from Georgia's backcourt. Mike Mercer getting out in transition, and it started with a block on the defensive end.
Dogs with a 7-2 lead. 2 minutes and 4 seconds gone. Gonzaga throws it away from the far side. They say we touched it in traffic in the lane, apparently. I thought that was going to be a turnover by the Zags, but Georgia touched it last, so Doug Sermon says Matt Bolden, you throw it in from the near left corner. They fire it into Pargo on the left wing. He'll dribble side to side, looks towards the baseline. Singleton cuts him off. They keep it out on the perimeter. Here's Rivio with a left-hand dribble, hopping and moving and firing to Bolden on the right wing. Back to Rivio between the circles, crossover, jump pass from 3, goes in the corner with 6 on the clock. Bolden's 3, no good. Rebound Gaines quickly into the front court. Georgia takes it from left to right. The Dogs are leading at 7-2. Here's Mercer working on the left side. Picks up the dribble, lobs it high to Singleton down low. He's guarded by Heitfeld. 7-footer against 6'11" right there. Back out to Mercer on the wing, 18 on the shot clock. Go back inside to Singleton. They try to double team him. He moves on the baseline, lost the basketball. Dogs turn it over.
Rashad Singleton has to minimize his dribbles and keep it up high when he catches it.
7-2, Georgia by 5. Gonzaga with the basketball as Pargo trots it through the center circle. On a plain floor, there's no markings on this floor. Heitfeld, long 3, and he hit it. The big guy stepped out on the perimeter and dropped a bomb on us.
A wonderfully skilled team. They shoot 41% from beyond the arc on trays, and like Adam Morrison last year, Heitfeld, a big guy who can shoot it well.
7-5, Mercer answers at the free throw line with a jumper. That's good. Mercer with 4 now, and it's 9-5 Dogs.
And Mercer in double figures in all 7 games so far this year.
Pendergraft dribbles with a left hand. Newman all over him. He picks up the dribble. He'll hand it off to Rivio, who comes behind him to take the handoff. Derek Rivio averaging 20 points a game, yet to get on the board here early on. Here's Bolden. Fire to Heitfeld for 3. Again, he knocks down a 3, this time from the left wing.
Well, and Georgia had Rashad Singleton out there trying to match up with him. That's not a good matchup for Georgia. We're going to see the Dogs sub in with T.K. Brown.
9-8. That 3 by Heitfeld brings the Zags to within 1. 16:04 to go, first half. Gaines penetrates, kicks it out to Newman for a 3. That one rimmed out. Singleton tried to one-arm the rebound, couldn't get a hold of it. Gonzaga gets it. Pargo penetrates as he runs from left to right, fires to Rivio, and Rivio hits a long 2-pointer, and the Zags have their first lead, 10-9. Dogs nearly throw it out of bounds as they quickly inbound it. Stukes made a save in the right corner to keep it from going out of bounds. Here's Mercer for 3, left wing, won't go, off the rim. Heitfeld with the rebound. Quick outlet to midcourt to Pargo. On the near side, he drives, and they're going to get Stukes for a blocking foul as they collided at the free throw line. Stukes tried to step over and take a charge, got called for a block instead.
Up-tempo game, both teams shooting right at 60%, and it's 10-9 Gonzaga.
Timeout.
Georgia has the ability to score more, to play at a higher tempo. The game at Wake Forest was 87-86. The past couple of years, if Georgia was going to win a tough game like that, you'd figure for the score to be in the 50s. And the way both of these teams have come out, up-tempo, Gonzaga 4 out of 7, Georgia 4 out of 6. This game could very well be like the game in Winston-Salem with both teams scoring in the 80s.
Gonzaga has yet to score inside. All of their points coming from the perimeter, including a pair of 3s by their 6'11 center, Josh Heitfeld. Gonzaga to throw it in under the basket in the front court. 5 count. Bolden, the freshman, couldn't inbound the basketball. They didn't call the time. Dogs force a turnover.
And Teddy Valentine with the emphatic point towards the Bulldogs basket. As Takeas Brown, the big fella in, Dave Bliss in. Georgia can rotate those post players in and out, and we still haven't seen big Albert Jackson.
Mercer and Stukes and Gaines, the guards for Georgia. Bliss with the ball between the circles. They go to Gaines on the left wing. He dribbles with the left hand. They shove it down inside to Takeas Brown. He's double teamed, needs some help. Now he scoops the ball into the corner to Mercer. Mercer, a right-hand dribble, tries to drive across. Jump pass from the baseline to Bliss. Feeds Stukes for a 3. Yes, sir! Levi knocks down his second 3 early on.
Amazing. Levi Stukes from beyond the arc this year. The Bulldogs knock it away down on the defensive end as Gonzaga got the quick pass. Good hustle by big Dave Bliss.
Stukes with now a pair of 3s. He's got 194 in his career as he tries to peck away at the Georgia record of 231 career 3s by D.A. Lane. 14:53 to go. First half, Georgia with a 2-point lead. It's 12-10 Bulldogs.
63% on the season from beyond the arc for Stukes.
Unconscious. Here's Mallon working against TK. Brown, Takeas. Now they go to Pargo, and he dribbles it back from the right wing. 10 on the shot clock. Jeremy Pargo, 6'2 sophomore. still with the ball, 4 on the clock. Lost it on the far side. Stukes with a takeaway. Down the floor he comes. He scoops it up. It will not go. He got fouled on his way to the hole. He'll go to the line for 2 shots.
And again, Georgia's pressure in the backcourt, giving fits to Gonzaga. Tremendous athleticism there with Gaines and Mercer and Stukes. And that one, if Stukes had it to do over again, probably would have dropped it off for Mercer, but is able to draw the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 as that foul on Pargo, his first and the team's first.
Levi will step to the free throw line where he's been very solid, 7 out of 8 so far this season. Senior from Randallstown, Maryland, missed the free throw.
You jinxed him.
Well, maybe he'll get this one as Mercer checks out and Billy Humphrey checks in.
And Billy Humphrey, second to Stukes in three-point shooting in the league at 56%.
Dogs with a 12-10 lead. And Levi makes 1 out of 2. He hit the second free throw. He's got 7 points early on. 13-10, Georgia with a 3-point lead over Gonzaga. Rivio fires right side to Matt Bolden. He's guarded by Humphrey. Dogs in a man-to-man. Now they've got Kuso into the ball game. Another big guy at 6'9". Mallon out on the wing, works against Brown. Going to dribble and drive to the basket. Running layup, good with the glass.
Nice job by Mallon using the body to create space at 6'9". Put it on the floor nicely.
13-12, Dogs by 1. We feed Bliss underneath. Ball fake and score. Yes, sir. Dave Bliss with a banker under the basket.
And the head fake, the key there, it got Kuso up in the air, and then Bliss able to use his body.
15-12, Georgia by 3, 13-38 first half. Rivio with a left-hand dribble, jump stop through the lane, kicks it out, open on the perimeter, and that's PMAC, Pierre-Marie Altidore Cespedes, who knocked down a 3. We're tied at 15. Dogs answer for the 2 from Sundiata Gaines.
This is terrific tempo, very exciting game. Both teams up and down the floor. Gonzaga 6 out of 9, Georgia 7 out of 9.
Kuso with his back to the basket in the lane, works against Bliss. Dave won't let him have any ground. Kicks it back out on the wing to Rivio. Works against Stukes. Rivio, senior on senior there to Mallon. Open 3. And that's good as it rattled in there. TK Brown got out to try to get a hand up, but not in time. And Mallon knocked down a 3, and Gonzaga leads at 18-17.
Well, we might get in the hundreds in this one.
Stukes, or rather Gaines, with another 2-pointer just right of the lane. And Sundiata with another field goal, and the Dogs retake the lead, 19-18. Well, this is nuts so far. 12:38 to go, first half. Georgia by 1. Mallon bounce feed to the baseline, tried to get it to Rivio, cutting, threw it out of bounds. Gonzaga turns it over. It'll be Dogs basketball as Albert Jackson will check into the ball game for Georgia. Dave Bliss will catch his breath on the bench.
Well, Gonzaga's shooting 70% and 80% on threes, and they're losing. Georgia's shooting 80% and 50% on threes. Zags 7 out of 10, 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. Georgia 8 out of 10, 2 out of 4 on trays. Zags haven't been to the line. Georgia 1 out of 2.
Well, you better be in condition for this one today. Whistle blows. We got Mike Stewart blowing the whistle on the baseline. Let's check the call. I think they're going to get Mallon for a foul.
And by the way, only 5 total rebounds in this game. Nobody's been missing shots.
Well, when you're shooting 80 and 70%, yeah, there's not a lot of loose balls.
Well, Georgia bringing in Terrence Woodbury, big Albert Jackson in, Sundiata Gaines going to the bench. And this is scary at times for Georgia when Gaines is not in the game, and there's a turnover right off the bat.
Mercer's inbounds pass is jumped and deflected and stolen by Gonzaga. Here's Rivio, misses a 3 from the left wing. Rebound Brown for Georgia. Feed up ahead to Mercer, changes directions. Scoop shot in the lane, it hangs and goes. Oh, yeah. Mike Mercer gives Georgia the 21-18 lead.
Nifty move by Mike Mercer. He's able to come up with the hang time, and the little scoop bought himself extra time. Sensational play.
Gonzaga drives and attacks with Heitfeld. Jackson tried to block it, but Heitfeld got it to go with the kiss off the glass. Dogs quickly down on the other end. Woodbury forcing a pass that is deflected out of bounds by Gonzaga. Tried to feed it in to
the grand total of 3 fouls. 2 on Gonzaga and 1 on Georgia. It's been a great one so far.
Check the AJC scoreboard. The Wooden Classic is not much of a classic. Ohio State is embarrassing Cincinnati 62-28. Ouch. Tennessee leading Western Kentucky at the half 57-49. Here it's 21-20 Georgia as the Bulldogs inbound in the front end. Woodbury with the ball. Left side to Humphrey. Ball fake. He dribbles in the corner, curls around. Here's a 3 by Woodbury. That's off the rim. No good. And the rebound, they're going to get Albert Jackson for an over-the-back foul.
Well, another advantage for Georgia playing in this arena, some familiarity. Both Billy Humphrey and Mike Mercer won a lot of big games in high school here at the Gwinnett Arena.
Zags will bring it up the floor. Pendergraft back into the ball game. He feeds it into Pargo, who will trot it up the near sideline. Pargo now across, middle of the floor, fires to Pendergraft. He's guarded by Brown. Zacchaeus in that man-to-man. Now it's P-Mac. Out the door, Cespedes tried to force it inside. It was kicked, says Mike Stewart, as the whistle blows, and they'll inbound the basketball once more. Mike Stewart says you throw it in here right in front of the Georgia coaches. So out the door, Cespedes, the junior guard from Montreal, Quebec, will fire it in, a two-handed overhand pass into Pargo. He dribbles with a left hand, guarded by Mercer. They try to screen out front for him. Rivio has it now, gives it back to Pargo. He's guarded by Mercer. Pargo dribbles. He got open on a defensive switch and hit a three.
Well, the shot clock had gone down to just 3 seconds. Georgia played pretty good defense that time, but on the switch, he's got such great range, still made Georgia pay.
Woodbury missed a short baseline jumper from the right side as the Dogs tried to answer, and the rebound was knocked out of bounds by Georgia, says Mike Stewart. So Gonzaga will get the basketball. The Zags leading the Dogs 23-21, just under 11 minutes to go, and 5 threes in the first half so far for Gonzaga.
Now Georgia's not going to waste much more time before getting Sundiata Gaines back in. The plus-minus in terms of point differential just not very good when he's not on the floor.
Here's Pendergraft, ball fake beyond the perimeter. Go to out the door, Cespedes, guarded by Humphrey. Back over to Pargo. Pargo dribbles and drives, goes to the basket, hangs and puts it up in the air off the window, and it's good. Some contact made, but no whistle. 25-21. Georgia tries to answer from the corner, long two on the baseline, left side by Terrence Woodbury, his first points of the game.
Now Georgia's got Mercer on Pargo. Great matchup in quicks.
Pargo running a floater, no good. Rebound. Pendergraft inside, and the putback good by the redhead from Gonzaga. 27-23, Zags by 4. Long three by Mercer. Oh, he got the bounce. Holy moly, an NBA plus 3, and he got the bounce straight up and down. Three-pointer by Mercer, traveling the call on Gonzaga, says Ted Valentine, and the Zags turn it over with 10 minutes and a second to go here in half number 1. Zags leading Georgia by 1, 27-26.
And Mike Mercer now 4 out of 5 with 9 points, and you might recall he missed his first 9 three-pointers this season. Since then, he's 13 out of 25. That's 52%.
Well, he restructured that jump shot, as we all know about. He got off to the slow start, as Jeff just told you about, but he's been very consistent since. Under 10 minutes to go in the half. 27-26, Zags by a point. Woodbury has it. Zags are in a zone defense. Sundiata dribbles and looks to find a hole in the zone to Jackson at the elbow. Back out in the corner to Sundiata Gaines on the left baseline with 10 on the shot clock. Tries to throw it up the wing, stolen by Rivio. Flips it in the back to Pargo. Pargo finds the handle. Oh, and he's fouled by Jackson. And Pargo almost did a somersault under the basket as he crashes to the court.
Well, when he turned and saw the big fella at 6'10", 260 barreling down, he broke into a cold sweat. Good hard foul there by Albert Jackson. Went for the ball. Nothing flagrant or intentional there. 2 free throws on the way for Pargo, and he's got some quicks. And one of the things that makes Gonzaga a great team, they've got so many guys who can go off and have a 15, 20, or a 25-point game. We know about Rivio. You know about Heitfeld, and Pargo has had a couple of games where he's been in the 20s this year also. So you really can't focus in on just 1 or 2 guys. They've got a lot of weapons who can hurt you.
Pargo at the free throw line, 75% this season. Jackson picked up his second foul, by the way, as Pargo hits the free throw. So Bliss and Newman will check in. Jackson and Zacchaeus Brown will go to the bench for Georgia. The Dogs trail by 2, 28-26. And Pargo with a second free throw on the way. He's out of Chicago, Illinois, sophomore, 6'2". The free throw bounces off the rim and finds the bottom of the basket.
Nobody in this game has more than 1 rebound.
29-26, Zags by 3. Dogs quickly up the floor, get it to Bliss. He gets hung on the right side of the rim, missed the shot. Zags with the rebound. Here's Rivio flying up the floor. Now slams on the brakes, fires across to Pargo. Pargo dribbles with a left hand between the circles, guarded by Humphrey. And to the basket, the whistle blows. Now Mike Stewart. I think they're going to get Billy Humphrey for a foul, as Rivio was running from one side of the court to the other, trying to run around screens and get open, and Humphrey, trying to keep up, committed a foul.
Dave Bliss made a really nice catch like a shortstop of that bounce pass, just couldn't finish.
Almost as if he got stuffed by the rim down there. He didn't get quite enough ups on it. Zags throw it in. Pendergraft nearly falling out of bounds. Good D by Newman on the inbounds pass, but Gonzaga keeps it alive. Under 9 minutes to go. Gonzaga 29, Georgia 26. Zags have the ball. Pendergraft fires. Heitfeld three, left of the circle, around the rim and out. No good. Bliss got over there to mess him up a little bit. Dogs with Gaines on the rebound. The drive, the kick for three to Stooks won't go from the left corner. Rebound Bliss. Ball fake. Works underneath. His reverse layup is blocked by Gonzaga. They get a rebound out at the head of the key, and they fly down the floor with Pargo and a two-handed jam on the other end.
And the little guy showing some ups, and fantastic ball movement there by Gonzaga. A terrific hustle by both teams down on Georgia's offensive end. Gonzaga switching to a 2-3 zone.
Gaines, left side to Stooks. Stooks with a lob to Newman at the elbow. Lob underneath to Bliss. He's triple teamed. Threw it back out to Woodbury, but it's stolen by Pargo. Dogs making some mistakes. Gonzaga, alley-oop lob from just inside the half-court line. Pargo threw it out of bounds, trying to get it to the bearded mountain man, Josh Heitfeld.
Yeah, Bliss just got pushed in too deep underneath that time. Georgia's going to bring Brown back in, and Bliss will go to the bench. But again, a lot of energy for Bliss coming in off the bench. We haven't quite played 12 minutes here. It's 31-26, Gonzaga over Georgia. This is one of the most exciting halves of a half that we've seen here in several years now for the Bulldogs.
This is good stuff. Gonzaga with its biggest lead of the half at 5 right now as we tick under 8 minutes to go. 31-26, Dogs with the ball. Sunday out of Gaines with a hard bounce feed to Stooks, but it's kicked out of bounds by Gonzaga. We're going to have a timeout. So Georgia will have the basketball when we resume play. 7:55 to go, first half.
Country ranked number 16. They've gone on a little push here. Gonzaga on an 8-2 run. With Georgia, with the athleticism that Gonzaga has, we'll probably see either Jackson or Brown, at least one of those players, on the floor for the rest of the way.
Rebounding total still in single digits. That's a bit of an oddity because both teams are shooting it so very well, but Gonzaga with a slight edge, 8-5, and both teams shooting over 60%.
Georgia 61.1. The Dogs 3 out of 7 on treys. Gonzaga now 5 out of 8 on threes and 12 out of 18 from the field. Dogs have turned it over 5 times. Zags with 7 turnovers, and Georgia goes back to TK Brown along with Humphrey, Mercer, Newman, and Stooks. So second time the Dogs have taken the floor without Gaines here today.
Humphrey will fire it in from the far side of the floor, right next to Gonzaga head coach Mark Few, who's in his 8th season at the helm out in Spokane. Newman with a drive around the left side of the lane. Feed to Takeas Brown. He muscles it up against Kuso. He got fouled, and the shot went. 3-point opportunity coming up for Takeas Brown.
And Kuso picking up his first foul and the team's third. And Takeas Brown's got that big, strong body, and he thrives with the contact underneath. His 6th game in red and black. He's been in double figures in all of the previous 5.
Needs some production out of TK today. That's his first points. Those are his first points this afternoon. The free throw, too hard, back iron, no good. Rebound Pargo for Gonzaga.
Boy, Pargo's a lot of fun to watch. Dynamite athlete, listed at 6'2", probably closer to 6 foot even. Terrific hops, and he's really put together. Looks like a tailback.
Gonzaga by 3, 31-28. 20 on the shot clock. Mallon going to dribble to the free throw line. Back out left wing to Pargo. And check the whistle. And we got 3 seconds on Kuso, I believe, so they got Abdullahi Kuso out of Nigeria. Transfer from Tallahassee Community College. Got caught parking in the lane. 31-28. Dogs take the ball on the turnover by Gonzaga. And Steve Newman, as Jeff said, with the red beard growing in, although no mustache, just the beard around the underside of the chin. Looks like he's getting ready to weave a basket or something. Here's the Dogs with a basketball working in the front court. Head of the key, Stooks drives left side of the lane, found an opening and scooped it up and in as he went right to the hole.
Well, a great screen there by Takeas Brown. He took out 2 players. That's as good a pick as you'll ever see.
31-30, Dogs trail by 1. Gonzaga with the ball. Mallon finds a lane, left baseline. He runs and he dunks it. Just barely got it up over the rim, and Mallon quiets the crowd. 33-30. Here's Mercer quickly for a 3. That won't go. Mallon gets the rebound in the lane for Gonzaga. He'll fire it up to Bolden at midcourt and feed Rivio in the front side, and the whistle blows again from the baseline, and we're going to get a foul on Takeus Brown, I think.
Yeah, that's going to be his first, team foul number 5. Dave Bliss in, and Brown out. So Georgia with Bliss and Newman in on the blocks, and Mercer working the point.
33-30, Gonzaga by 3. And getting set to inbound the basketball. 6:37 to go in half number 1 here at the Gwinnett Arena. Throw it into Altidore Cespedes. Ball was loose for a moment, but Humphrey couldn't get to it. And we got traveling on Pierre-Marie Altidore Cespedes out of Montreal. And the Zags turn it over for the, is that the 8th or 9th time in the ball game?
That is number 9 for Gonzaga. And important for Georgia to take care of these opportunities.
Dogs can tie it with a 3 here. Mercer's been cold here on his last couple of three-point attempts. He's got the ball, right wing, fires to Stooks. Stooks with a screen from Bliss. Jumper is good from 2. He had his feet inside the three-point arc, but Levi with 11 points. He's in double figures. Dogs trail by 1.
Yeah, he's just really feeling it as the Bulldogs get nice defense from Bliss underneath. They were trying to post up the big guy, Heitfeld.
Yeah, Bolden lobbing a pass from the right corner to Heitfeld, and Bliss deflected it out of bounds over the baseline. So Gonzaga to inbound to our left with 28 on the shot clock, 6:09 to go in the first half. P-Mac throws it in for Gonzaga. Rivio makes some space, knocks down a long two-pointer from the right wing. Boy, he's quick.
Yeah, Rivio averages 17 a game. Georgia right back. And Stooks really feeling it. It's touching his hands, and it's going up pure.
Stooks, the runner, there it is across the lane, and he lets it float right through there, nothing but net. Stooks with 13. It's 35-34. Stolen by Stooks into the backcourt. Stooks picks it up, and he will score on a scoop layup, and laying in the prone position, facing the ceiling. He got it to go. He's nodding his head, and he got fouled as well, and that gets the crowd on its feet.
And Levi Stooks in the zone right now. Hot shooting, coming up with a big play on the defensive end and pushing Georgia back out in front. And on the play, he's able to draw a personal on Heitfeld.
That's his first and the team's 4th. And Stooks to the free throw line.
Scott, I gave you bad information. That was on Mallon. That's his second.
Free throw is good by Levi Stooks. 16 points already as Stooks has found a hot streak, and he'll get a chance to get a breather, and the crowd gives him a standing ovation, and Dennis Felton a high five as Levi goes to the bench.
Well, you wonder if Dennis Felton thought about pulling Terrence Woodbury out. I don't know why you take him out of the game right here. The kid's absolutely on fire, and I would imagine he won't be on the bench for long.
2-point lead for Georgia thanks to Levi Stooks with 16 here in the half. Gonzaga lob to Heitfeld, knocked away by Newman, and Mercer. The Dogs take it away on the rebound. Here's Gaines working left of the lane. Spin move, jump shot good from 10 feet for Sundiata Gaines. He's got 6. The Dogs lead at 39-35. Rivio drives, and he's going to be fouled on the floor before the shot, says Doug Sermons. Now Ted Valentine going to come in. And they're saying Gonzaga got a timeout. Was that before the foul? It's before the foul, so no foul on the play. So Gonzaga got a timeout. They got a 30 in.
Very long.
Levi's one of the hottest shooters around right now. Coming into the game, he had made his last 7 threes. He was 6 for 6 against Gardner-Webb. He's 2 for 3 this afternoon, 6 of 7 overall with a whopping 16 points here in the first half. And he is igniting Georgia here in the first half as the Dogs lead it by 4.
Well, this is the best I've seen him shoot it since he was with the 4 seniors back his freshman year in the SEC tournament against Auburn.
Dogs trailed by 5 a little while ago. Now they lead by 4. Bolden trying to get the ball inbounds, and it's knocked away and stolen at half court by Woodbury. Gaines picks up the loose ball, feeds Woodbury in the corner. A long two-pointer at his toes, hugging the line in the corner. Step back a couple of inches next time, Terrence.
Worst shot in basketball, but he knocks it down. Actually, there's one shot worse if he would have missed it.
41-35. Dogs building a 6-point lead now as the crowd starts to make some noise here at the Gwinnett Arena. Pargo, 3 to answer, left wing, good! Pargo for Gonzaga, drains a 3, he's got 12 points.
Well, Newman and Gaines just both left him. You can't leave him open. The kid's a terrific scorer.
Mercer backs it out for Georgia. The Dogs work them left to right in the front court now. Gaines to Woodbury, steps into the circle. Bounce feed to Sundiata. Long three, high off the glass, no good. Rebound, Gonzaga had it roll off their foot, I think, to get the Dogs for an over-the-back foul. They're going to get Woodbury going over the back of Derek Rivio, who had position for the rebound.
And Stooks checking back in. And keep an eye on Heitfeld. He's got 8 points so far, leading scorer right at 20 a game. He's one of those guys that you kind of look around and you think, well, he's not dominating. Next thing you know, you look up in the middle of the second half, he's got 22 points.
He's got 4 double-doubles already this season.
And Georgia's got Singleton on him now, so he might step out, try and take him off the dribble, but the Zags turn it over for the 12th time. Georgia's only turned it over 5 times. That's been the huge edge for the Dogs.
Rivio was throwing it to Pargo on the left wing, and Pargo stumbled and fell down, so the ball went sailing over his head. Dogs catch a break. They get the ball and lead it by 3. 4:08 to play, first half. Georgia in the front court, working from left to right as we view it. Here's Stooks on the right side to Woodbury. Feed it to Gaines in front of the Zags bench on the left part of the floor. He dribbles twice, turns and gives it back to Newman on the left wing. Newman holding, bounce feed into Singleton. Ball fake, turn around, jump hook around the rim. 2 times and in, good. Singleton got it to go.
Gonzaga switched there to a 1-2-2, going wide on the wings to try and deny Stooks the tray.
Rivio 3, wide open, front rim, no good. Rebound, Gaines, his 4th in the lane. He drives down the floor, has it stripped as he stops inside the free throw line. Zags take it back the other way. Here is Bolden, up the floor, still dribbling, going to dribble and drive, and they're going to get Sundiata for a foul as Matt Bolden tried to take him to the basket.
That'll be his first to the team's 7th. 2 free throws coming again in ABA-type pace here today at the arena at Gwinnett.
Boy, this is good.
Georgia point guard Sundiata Gaines with 4.
Dogs went on a 15-4 run to erase a 5-point Gonzaga lead and take a 6-point edge themselves. Right now, it's at 5, 43-38. And Matt Bolden stands at the free throw line, 85% shooter. These guys are terrific free throw shooters. He's 28 out of 33. The freshman from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. And he missed the free throw.
Shot that one long, and it's a difficult shooting background here. There's a lot of room between the backboard and the grandstand. This is a hockey arena as well.
That one's good. He makes 1 out of 2.
Now, you hear a lot of times at the SEC tournament, players will complain about the shooting background at the Georgia Dome. You just don't have the folks right on top of you like you do in true basketball arenas.
Gonzaga 2-3 zone. Georgia works it around the perimeter. Humphrey, alley-oop. Lob ball behind the head. Slam dunk from Mercer. A reverse jam from the sophomore to the sophomore.
We'll see that one on Sports Center tonight. That might be the play of the day. Reverse dunk on a gorgeous feed from Humphrey, and Mercer can flat out jump out of the gym.
You think they've done that one a time or two? 45-39. That one ignites the crowd as well. Heitfeld fakes the 3, dumps it down low to Kuso. He is stripped, and the Dogs take it away with Mercer and some terrific defense underneath the basket. Mercer weaves his way up the floor. His shot is blocked out of bounds by Kuso as Gonzaga recovered down on the other end.
Terrific hands and terrific footwork by Mike Mercer on the defensive end, and then he's able to tightrope the right sideline between 2 defenders, driving down into forecourt. And Mercer has now been in double digits in all 8 games for the Dogs. He and Stooks have combined for 27 today.
Dogs lead by 6. Stooks trying to add to it. Oh, yeah, baby. Another 3 by Levi Stooks. He's got 19 points.
Make it 30 combined for Stooks and Mercer. And he is just on fire. 7 out of 8 and 3 out of 4 on trays. And Georgia is leading the 16th ranked team in the country by 9 points.
Gonzaga has no answer for Levi right now. Let's hope it stays that way. 2:17 to go. Heitfeld into the corner to Pargo. Runs baseline. Singleton cuts him off. Feed Rivio for 3. He knocks it down from the left wing as the Dogs were late getting out on him.
Can't let him get that open. It started with the penetration down the baseline by Pargo. I think Georgia's got to get more athletic at the post, indeed needing Brown or Jackson on the floor at all times.
Humphrey just threw it away. Nobody in the lane. He just lobbed it right to Kuso. Gonzaga will take it, and they will try to get it inside to Heitfeld, and the Dogs strip it away. It's out of bounds on Georgia with 31 on the shot clock.
And Singleton just did get a hand on that one. It would have been an easy deuce.
Sean Mallon to check in for Mark Few's bunch, and Kuso will go to the bench.
We'll probably see Gonzaga defensively go back to that 1-2-2 wide on the wings to try and deny Stooks.
Bolden tries to inbound it, throws it across under the basket, and Steve Newman deflects it back out of bounds. So The Gonzaga will have to inbound the ball again. This time it'll be Rivio doing it. Bolden's had some difficulty inbounding the ball for the Zags today. Rivio, high lob to Mallon on the left wing, gets it to Pargo, left side to Rivio. He runs left baseline, penetrates through it to Heitfeld. Off his hands, picked up by Newman. Dogs with a takeaway. Mercer with the ball. Feeds it right side to Stooks. Stooks has been red hot. Pargo's on him now. He goes to Newman, head of the key. Newman feeds Humphrey from the left side. Lob it back to Mercer, and the Dogs slow it down with less than 90 seconds to go in the half, and Georgia leading it by 6. Mercer slowly dribbles with a right hand. 15 on the shot clock. Calls for Singleton to come out and take the feed between the circles. He does. He goes to Humphrey. He drives across the lane, feeds Mercer. Mercer penetrates low, kicks it out high. Levi off balance. This time it won't go. Singleton got the rebound. Up and in, good, and the foul. Oh, yeah.
The big fella, Rashad Singleton, getting wide, getting those long arms out there, able to grab the rebound, methodically going back up, and he drew the foul on Heitfeld, who looked frustrated to me offensively down on the other end when that pass went through his hands. He's not getting enough touches for his liking, and you can bet at halftime Mark Few will adjust that, and they'll probably go to him early and often in half number 2.
Dogs have hit the half-century mark here in the first half, 50-42. This is a terrific ball game as Singleton is at the free throw line. Rashad is 10 for 20 from the stripe this season. Free throw, rims out, no good. Heitfeld got the rebound. Dogs missing some free throws, but leading it by 8. Pargo with the ball for Gonzaga. They work from right to left. They're in blue. The Dogs are in white. Mallon with Newman all over him. Goes to Bolden between the circles. Humphrey guarding him in a man-to-man. Heitfeld, open three, got a screen and a good three-pointer. The third of the game for Heitfeld. He's got 11, and it's 50-45. Singleton couldn't chase him down.
Yeah, he was clearly asking for the ball that time down the floor, and Gonzaga got it to their leading scorer. And next All-American, Georgia will call a timeout. Bulldogs will have all 4 remaining for the second half. You get 5 and can only carry 4 over. Be tough to get a 2-for-1 here, and you certainly want to get off a good shot here, and at worst you want to go into the half with the lead, and Georgia should be able to do that, up 50-45. But right now, the way Levi Stooks is shooting with the penetration that Mike Mercer is getting, the Bulldogs have a lot of options. Again, I'd like to see the Dogs maybe go back to Brown here to get a little more physical athletic presence underneath. But Rashad Singleton coming up with that big offensive board last time down, and that's got to be a big confidence boost for him. He's still developing and maturing and growing into that enormous body. He's got that wingspan, looks like the Golden Gate Bridge.
Takeas Brown will come back into the ball game. He's only got a handful of minutes here in the first half and only 2 points in the ball game. He's Georgia's second leading scorer this season. 41 seconds to go. Dogs will inbound just inside the half-court line. Newman bounces it in to Mercer. Gets a screen from Brown. Mercer dribbles between the circles. Goes to Humphrey on the left wing. Humphrey dribbles, tries to drive down low, keeps it out on the perimeter. Goes to Newman. Newman inside the free throw line. Kicks it into the corner to the Hotman. Stooks, but his three rattles out. Heitfeld got the rebound, and Gonzaga will hold it for one shot as Pargo slams on the brakes and now walks it into the front court.
Got a good shot there, just didn't go down. Georgia's going to lead going into intermission. Want to get the stop, though.
13 seconds to go as Pargo watches the clock. Mercer on him. Pargo dribbles near midcourt. 8 on the clock, 7 on the clock. Pargo still dribbling with a right hand. Oh, he pushed Heitfeld. He just shoved Steve Newman right down to the floor, and the Dogs will get the ball back with 3.6 seconds to go, and they'll try to get one more shot off.
And that one was pretty obvious there. Georgia will get Terrence Woodbury back in the game. Gonzaga's going back. So Georgia's guard, whoever takes the inbounds pass, can get a lot deeper down the floor. Mike Mercer still standing in rear court. And now
Gonzaga will get Will Foster, a 7'4" freshman, into the ball game. Newman throws it into Mercer, who sprints with 2. Mercer leans in for a 3. Oh, off the rim as the buzzer sounds, indicating the end of the first half. And the Dogs will go to the locker room leading by 5, and they get an overwhelming standing ovation as they go down the tunnel here at the arena at Gwinnett Center, leading number 16 Gonzaga by 5, Jeff, 50-45.
Well, it's catch your breath time for both of these teams. Can you shoot a 3?
That sounds good. As the Dogs will work it from right to left now. Mercer inbounds to Gaines. Gaines gets a screen from Newman out front. Flips to Newman for a long three-pointer. Back iron, no good. Rebound. Mercer, one bounce and a putback good by Mike.
Well, Mike Mercer is one of the best all-around athletes on the campus of the University of Georgia. Quick leaper, got off the air there. When he's able to go through unscathed against a screen or a blockout and go up. He plays like a 6'8" player down on the blocks.
Here's Bolden on the right baseline. Pull-up jumper from 8. No good. Off the rim. Rebound. Knocked out of bounds by Pendergraft, the 6'6" junior guard from Brewster, Washington. It'll be Dogs ball. 52-45. Georgia by 7. Just 33 seconds into the second half.
Now, the other thing that helps Mercer play bigger, particularly down on the blocks, are his long arms, and the clocks just went down.
Yes, they have malfunctioned. The shot clock's sitting at 0, and the game clock says -1. Boy, that's a malfunction, all right.
Well, those kind of things happen because this is a removable floor. You see the ice down here for hockey. They have gymnastics events. They have concerts here, so a lot of times the wires can go a little haywire. That's why Michael Williams, who travels with about 30 grand worth of radio equipment in his trunk, has about and let me give you Michael's license plate.
And he pedals it too when he needs some extra cash.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So he's got about, about 15 different machines over there to make sure we're on the air.
Nobody better. 19:25, they repair the clock malfunction. Dogs get the ball. Gaines with a left-hand dribble into the front court. Goes to Stukes, who had 19 in that first half. Mercer has it now between the circles. Gets a screen back and forth from Newman. Now backs it out. Fires left wing to Gaines.
They've gone back to the 1-2-2 to deny the 3.
Sundiata with a wraparound dish to Bliss underneath as he penetrated, and Bliss with a lay-in good.
And that's how you beat the zone. Penetration from the point. He split 2 guards out high and an easy lay-in.
Dogs with a 9-point lead now. 18:53 to go here at the Gwinnett Arena. Pargo through traffic, penetrates deep, missed a one-arm shot, hit off the front of the rim, and the rebound was lost out of bounds by Gonzaga. It'll be Georgia basketball. Pargo got in there very deep, but wasn't able to finish the shot.
He had some Curly Neal creativity to get in, but Georgia with the bigger size underneath with Bliss and Newman able to alter the shot just enough. Now Gonzaga's gone back to a man.
Georgia with a chance to lead by double digits for the first time if they can convert. Gaines to Stukes. Stukes around a screen from Newman. Dribbled it off his foot. Ball loose on the floor, rolling. Now Stukes picks it up and twists his body around to yank it away from the Gonzaga defender. We go inside to Newman. Newman has it knocked away by Mallon from behind. Almost a foul. That's what the crowd wanted. Instead, the ball went bouncing out of bounds on the near sideline. The Dogs will have possession with 13 seconds to shoot. Stukes slaps the ball, fires it into Gaines, who jogs towards the half court, now reverses and feeds Mercer, who drives left side, missed a running layup. Dogs got the rebound underneath with Bliss. Fire it back outside. Here's Gaines, penetrates, scoop in, and the foul, good. And Sundiata pumps his fist and gets a handshake from Bliss as he'll go to the free throw line to complete the three-point opportunity.
Well, you talk about karma, some of those little things that start to go right for you. Dave Bliss set an unreal screen for Mike Mercer, but he couldn't finish. Georgia, though, able to come up with the offensive board, and despite that easy miss, the Dogs actually have the chance to get one extra point on this trip down. The little things, the karma, that leads you to believe Georgia just might pull this off today.
Free throw, back iron, and the bounce. There's a little more for you if you're into that. 9 points for Sundiata. Heitfeld, by the way, got the foul, and that was his third. Gonzaga with the ball. Bolden spins in the lane. Runs into a double team. Underneath, it's Cuso. Gets stuffed by the rim. Bliss takes away the rebound. Fires it to half court to Gaines. Sundiata on the move. Stops top of the key. Goes left side to Mercer. Flip it back to Gaines. Gaines around the screen from Bliss. Mallon's holding on to him. Now Bliss will step out, take the pass, and feed Mercer on the left side. Head of the key to Stukes. Whistle blows, and Valentine emphatically waving Gonzaga's way as they get Bliss for a foul.
After his 5th point towards a Gonzaga basket, we figured the foul was indeed on Georgia. David Bliss with the moving pick. The shot did not go down. And Georgia's got Gonzaga on the ropes a little bit here. Not talking about putting the game away, but a 12-point lead. You got to get as many as you can while you can. Georgia's certainly the fresher team, the more confident team, and they've had this crowd behind them all day long.
Zags with the ball, left to right, they go into the front court. Here's Rivio, guarded by Levi. Stukes on the right wing, fires across to Pargo. Gaines giving him about 3 feet. To Rivio, head of the key, 15 to shoot. Georgia 57, Gonzaga 45. Doug Sermons blows the whistle. We got an offensive foul.
Mallon, moving pick. And again, I think both of those were good calls, at least that one. But you see a lot more moving screen calls and a lot more away from the ball calls when games are on national television.
Georgia with a 12-point lead and the ball. right to left as Gaines hops into the front court. Go to Mercer right side. Zacchaeus Brown into the game. Tried to get it into him underneath. It's deflected out of bounds by Gonzaga. So the Bulldogs will inbound the basketball. 26 seconds to shoot. And Sundiata Gaines with that sleeve from the wrist up to his bicep on that right arm will throw it in to Brown underneath. And a reverse lay-in. Oh, TK sneaked in there. And Sundiata got in the ball. And then Mercer steals the inbounds and missed a shot. Fights for the rebound. Gaines picks it up. It's knocked loose. Now Brown has it as the Dogs with another opportunity. Mercer, elbow, jumper. Yeah! Knock it down. And the Dogs laying a whooping on the boys from Washington.
And Gonzaga has to call a timeout right now. The Bulldogs coming out with a fury. 61-45, an 11-0 run to open the second half as we take a timeout. You throw in Sundiata Gaines with that tailback-like body, his ability to penetrate and create. Georgia's gotten a couple of good looks underneath for the big guys.
Dogs come back with Stooks, Gaines, and Mercer, Brown, and Newman. Steve's played a lot of minutes today, setting some great screens out front for the Georgia guards.
Oh, yeah, Mike Mercer, he was in the zone in the second half against Wake Forest, and he's been terrific here today.
Gonzaga with the ball. Pargo with a no-look lob, diagonal to Mallon underneath, and he makes the catch in a reverse lay-in by the big guy, 6'9" Sean Mallon, who scores 61-47, Gonzaga's first points of the second half. Dogs get it in deep to Brown. He works. Little right-handed jumper won't go. The rebound is batted around, and Heitfeld comes out of there with it. Gonzaga will run the floor from left to right. Pargo with it on the right side. Go inside to Mallon, and a foul on Brown. Zacchaeus with the call from behind, picks up his second foul.
That's a team second. Georgia's going to go to Dave Bliss here.
61-47.
And Jackson's going to also come in. And again, Coach Felton, I think, correct here, knowing that Jackson and Brown, Georgia's two most athletic big men, need to have at least one of those guys on the floor.
Newman will come out, and Gonzaga's Derek Rivio fires it into Mallon on the right side. They go to Pargo between the circles. Give it back to Rivio. We're coming this way now. Another offensive foul on Gonzaga. And they get Mallon for another offensive foul. That's his fourth. Wow, and Heitfeld has three. Mark Few with the decision to make. He's got Pendergraft checking in as the scorer's table, but couldn't get him in time. 61-47. Dogs with the lead and the ball. Gaines flips it back to Stooks. Fires it into the far corner to Mercer. Mercer sets for a three. Air ball underneath. Caught by Gaines. And a driving feed to Mercer. Mercer's runner at the basket won't go. The rebound taken by Mallon underneath. Gonzaga with the ball, trailing by 14 points. Here's Mallon. Gets the ball, just charges to the basket like a bull, an old ornery bull, and he lays it up and in. Mallon now with 11 points. Gaines drives the length of the floor, missed the runner. Mercer missed the follow, got his rebound and put it up and in. He missed a dunk on Gaines's miss, then missed again, but kept getting boards, and he got it to go finally.
Stick to it if this there by Mercer, who's missed a couple of open looks underneath. Got to finish.
63-49. Mallon, another runner. That won't go. High rebound off the floor. Reached up and grabbed by Jackson. Jackson threw it away at midcourt. Rivio stops at the three-point line and drains the three wide open.
Well, that's a killer right there. Just a poor job of communication there between Jackson and Levi Stooks. He just threw it to his back heels, and that's 3 gift points for the Zags.
63-52, 14:56 to play. Georgia with the lead and the ball. Jackson, the freshman from Arlington, Kentucky, goes to Gaines on the left wing. Get it inside, down into the post to Bliss. Left block, back out to Gaines. Gaines going to dribble and drive. Lets it fly at the free throw line. Off the rim, no good. The rebound goes to Heitfeld. Feeds Pargo, who's goes diagonal from right to left up the floor. Now attacks the basket. The runner is good. The whistle blows and a foul on the Dogs. And here comes Gonzaga.
Yeah, this will be on Albert Jackson. He knew the Zags weren't going to go away after Georgia came out and scored the first 11 points to grab a 61-47 lead. Gonzaga's come back with a fury, outscoring Georgia 7-2. Here in the second half, we've seen Gonzaga really focus their defense in on Levi Stooks, who scored 19 points from the perimeter at half number 1. Now Georgia's going to stay with Gaines and Mercer. Terrence Woodbury checking in, and Zacchaeus Brown and Steve Newman back in the game on the blocks. Pargo, boy, does he have some quicks. He's a fun player to watch. Scott, he's listed at 6'2". He looks more like about a straight 6-footer, but he is a wonderfully athletic player. And when he and Mercer go one-on-one, it's a lot of fun to watch.
He's got 14 today, and at the free throw line to try to finish a three-point play, and the free throw is good, and the lead is down to 8 now. 63-47. 55, Georgia. A lot of time left, 14 and a half minutes. Gonzaga goes to a 1-2-2 as Georgia breaks the press. Feed it to Woodbury underneath. Woodbury lost the basketball, and it's off the leg of Terrence Woodbury. Out of bounds over the end line with Pendergraft forcing the issue on defense for Gonzaga. They'll take it after the Georgia mistake.
Got to catch it and squeeze it underneath. It's rough and tough. A 10-2 Zags run. A chance to cut into the lead even more.
Gonzaga with the ball and Pargo looking over the Georgia defense. He works on the right side. Now between the circles, continues to dribble with the left hand, fires to Rivio. He's guarded by Woodbury. Rivio picks it up, goes to Pargo. Open three, straight away, front iron, no good. Bolden with the rebound for Gonzaga. Oh, he kept it alive, kept it out to Rivio, but it was intercepted by Gaines, who will drive the length of the floor, and a finger roll lay-in from right in front of the basket.
And the Dogs have gone cold. That's just what they needed, an easy hoop.
Rivio with a drive, right baseline to the basket, and he scores to answer quickly.
And Rivio off to a good start in the second half. He's up to 12 points.
Dogs and Zags exchange buckets. Georgia 65, Gonzaga 57, 13:32 to go. Sundiata dribbles with the left hand, guarded by Rivio, fires to Newman. Newman, one-handed pass to Mercer. Newman sets the screen, Mercer through the circle, feeds Gaines in the circle, fadeaway jump shot with the kiss! It's good from 17 and a half feet.
Yeah, Georgia's getting some bounces here today. 6 out of 9 from the floor for Sundiata Gaines.
67-57, lead to 10 for Georgia. Bolden has the ball and contact with Newman, and they're going to get the foul on Steve Newman as he and Bolden touched bodies there in the paint. And Bolden tried to drive by him, and Newman got a little too close. That's Steve's first foul and the team's fourth.
Yeah, Georgia's going to bring in Billy Humphrey. Billy played 10 minutes in the first half, didn't get a shot off.
Inbounds to Pendergraft, or off the inbounds play. He scores as he broke to the basket in a reverse layup by Pendergraft. His first points of the second half, 67-59. Newman drives, tries to reach out and lay it in, and it's blocked away by Gonzaga. They'll take it away and run the floor. Rivio for three. Here they come. Three, right corner. 67-62, a 16-point Georgia lead has been cut down to 5, and the Gonzaga bench is excited about that. Mallon standing up applauding the effort.
And just like that, Ravio's got 15. This is such a dangerous team. They shoot the ball exceptionally well.
Humphrey has it, lob into Brown, left low block, dribbles into the lane, puts it up, it goes, and the foul! Takeus Brown muscled it up and in. Will go to the free throw line. Count the bucket for TK.
That might be the biggest bucket of the game so far for Georgia. Gonzaga with all the momentum. Georgia leading by 16. The Zags get it down to 5, and Brown, athletic, down on the blocks, able to score. Chance for an old-fashioned three-point play.
Did they get Pendergraft for that? I think they got Pendergraft for the foul and Brown to the free throw line. Georgia's only their second free throw attempt of the half, and it's good. Brown now with 7 points, and Georgia leads it by 8, 70-62.
That was
12-17 to go.
Big answer there for Georgia.
Pargo with the ball, slow dribble out front, guarded by Gaines. Give it to Rivio. Woodbury's on him. To Pendergraft, top of the key. Fires right corner to Bolden. Bolden will shoot it from three. Good over Billy Humphrey.
Now Gonzaga 11 out of 16 on three-pointers.
Dogs attack with Gaines. It goes. He got the spin and another foul. Sundiata just yanking it all the way down the floor and got it to go with just enough spin off the glass, and a free throw coming up after the timeout.
So today has been defending the three. The Zags 11 out of 16. Georgia, by contrast, 4 out of 15, and the Dogs have been able to hit just 1 of their last 8 three-pointers. Gonzaga, however, has turned it over 18 times. Georgia with 10 turnovers, but Gonzaga getting too many looks from the perimeter. They shoot the ball too well. Georgia has been able to come back with some big answers, and it's been Sundiata Gaines with his penetration and his drives and using that contact. He's been able to muscle up enough, and a chance to put Georgia up by 8.
Gaines with 15 and a free throw to finish the three-point play. It's on the way, and it is good. Sundiata with 16 points in the ball game, and Georgia leads it 73-65. Might as well turn off the shot clocks the rest of the way. Neither one of these teams are using them. 11:45 to go as Pargo dribbles on the left wing. Pargo into the corner to Pendergraft in the circle. Ball fake and a drive, and he is fouled on his way to the basket. He got Takeus Brown up in the air, but they got who'd they get for the foul? They got Bliss.
Yeah,
they got Bliss for number 2, and Pargo, or rather Pendergraft, will get free throws here. And again, these guys are terrific free throw shooters. Pendergraft, 79%, 15 out of 19 on the season. His first trip there, and he sinks the first free throw.
Georgia's starting trio of guards, Sunday out of Gaines with 16, Levi Stooks with 19, Mike Mercer with 17, have combined for 52 of Georgia's 73.
Pendergraft hit them both, and it's 73-67. Here comes a little 1-2-2 pressure by Gonzaga. They throw it up into the front court. Dogs have to chase it down. Humphrey fortunately got to it. Dribbles around a man, works right of the lane. In trouble there. Needs some help. Hands it off to Stooks. Levi to Gaines. Sundiata, three-pointer. Straight away downtown. Rips those strings. All net for Sundiata Gaines. Now he's hot, and he's got 19 in the game.
And Sundiata Gaines has been lights out. He's now 8 out of 11 with 19 points, 6 boards, and 4 assists.
11:05 to go in the game. Georgia 76, the Zags 67. Rivio shakes the defender, now puts up a three, won't go, back iron, rebound, out of bounds, Bolden. Ted Valentine says it's going to be Gonzaga basketball, as I thought Bolden had it, but apparently Bliss may have touched it out of bounds, and it'll be Zags ball with a new shot clock.
A game like this, it comes down to just hitting shots and staying out of foul trouble, and the Bulldogs hit some big shots here in the second half.
Bolden's inbounds deflected by Georgia and stolen by Gaines. Gaines to Stooks, steps out for a bank shot from the left side. That won't go from 12 feet, and the rebound taken by Gonzaga. They'll run it up from left to right. Dogs had numbers and missed an open shot that time. 10:40 to go in the game. Heitfeld has it. He works against Bliss. He tried to windmill the ball and step into the lane, and they get the Dogs for a foul. They get Bliss for a push. That'll be 3 on Bliss.
Not a real good shot last time down. Stooks wishes he had it back. It was almost on a yo-yo there. He wanted to pull it back. Should have waited for everybody else to get back down. Mike Mercer will come in for the Dogs, and Billy Humphrey will go out. And Mercer's been out here for a couple of minutes, so he should be well rested. He is such a terrific athlete. He can just jump and run, and he's got great instincts playing the passing lanes like a great free safety in football.
Rivio fires it in to Pargo, left corner, back to Rivio in the corner. Stooks is on it. Rivio across through the lane, throws it up with a right hand, got the bounce off the window, and it goes. Derek Rivio with 17 as he closes in on his average, 76-69. The Dogs' lead is getting short, and a whistle and a foul on Gonzaga as the Dogs had passed it into Bliss.
Pendergraft with just a two-handed shove in the back. You're going to get caught for that one most of the time.
Yeah, you're getting your money's worth, I guess. Albert Jackson and Steve Newman to check in for Georgia. Brown and Bliss will go to the bench. 10:19 to play. Georgia by 7, 76-69. Dogs had a 16-point lead.
No shots for Heitfeld in the second half. So much for my theory that Gonzaga would go to him early and often here in half number 2. It's been Rivio and Pargo, the guards. They're trying to ride back with him. Great guard play on both sides here today.
Dogs inbound to Mercer. Mercer works on the far side of the floor. Rivio backs off now. Puts about 8 feet of space between them. Mercer will drop it off to Gaines. Gaines fires to Stooks. Open three. No! Short side iron. Rebound. It's knocked around. Heitfeld reaches and grabs it and squeezes it and gives it to Pargo, who feeds Rivio. Ball nearly goes out of bounds. Rivio with a heads-up play to save it inbounds back to a teammate, Pargo. Pargo, long NBA three, no good. Back iron, long rebound into the hands of Mercer, who makes an over-to-the-shoulder catch on the rebound on the run. Now backs it out on the offensive end. Newman head of the key to Mercer. Drives left baseline, leans in. The spin off the glass won't go. The rebound is knocked up. Newman gets it and dribbles it back out for another shot clock. Newman to Gaines. Gaines attacks from the right side. Reach in by Gonzaga. Knocked it away from Gaines. He got it out to Mercer, who missed an open three. And Gonzaga gets the rebound there as the Dogs miss an opportunity. Leading it by 7 with 9:17 to go. Gonzaga with the ball. Pargo dribbles it slowly. Fires right wing to Rivio. He's guarded by Levi Stooks. They try to screen Stooks away from Rivio with 17 on the shot clock. Pargo has it now as he dribbles on the right wing to Pendergraft. Reverse it left side to Rivio. 9 on the clock. Rivio dribbles around a screen from Pendergraft into the lane. The runner won't go. The rebound is knocked out of bounds by by Heitfeld. He just slapped the rebound down to the floor, and it bounced out of bounds.
He's been extremely frustrated for most of this game. And again, no shot attempts in the second half. He's averaging 20 a game, a terrific player. Georgia's gone cold on threes. The Dogs just 5 out of 18 and 2 out of 12 since hitting 3 of their first 6. And Heitfeld's going to leave the game. He's just giving them nothing in the second half.
Mark Few's going to talk to him, and they get the big 7'4" freshman Will Foster into the ball game. Dogs with the ball, left corner, Humphrey fakes the 3, won't take it, goes to Jackson at the free throw line. Not enough touch, front iron, the rebound goes to Pargo. Gonzaga, as the Dogs go 1 and out again, the Zags trailing by 7. We've been stuck on this score for a little while, 8:25 to go. Here's Cespedes with a jumper, top of the key, off the mark, rebound Gaines. Sundiata flies down the floor, and a bounce feed to nobody in particular. He wanted to go to Albert Jackson, who was leading him, but Jackson didn't turn around to get the bounce pass, and the Dogs give it right back.
Not too many big players on the planet who are going to make that play. Judd Heathcote used to tell Magic Johnson, KYP, know your personnel, because he would throw behind-the-back passes off of teammates' heads during games there. You got to make sure the big freshman's ready there.
Well, Albert indicated he held up his arm going back down the other way. He said, give it to me in the air. Don't bounce feed it behind my back. I can't get to it. Nearing the 8-minute mark, Georgia with a 7-point lead, 76-69. Zags have the ball. Pargo around traffic, pushes off Sundiata. Sundiata steals it, and Pargo ends up on the ground. Long pass to Mercer, over the shoulder catch, scoop, rolls over the rim. Rebound Newman on the other side. Steve dribbles it out, hands it to Humphrey, and the Dogs will get another crack at it. Holy moly.
Just up and down the floor. This is like Loyola Marymount back in the 80s.
Gaines leans in his shoulder to Pargo, flips it back to Newman. Had an open 22-footer, didn't take it. Now Newman going to dribble and drive. Drop it off with the left hand to Jackson. Jackson up with the left hand from 2 feet. He put it in there.
And the big fella able to secure it in, and the Bulldogs push the lead back up to 9.
First points for Ajax. Gonzaga tries to answer. The runner off the rim. Rebound. Humphrey out of traffic. He had to dribble it in a circle to get away from the blue shirts. Humphrey flips it to Newman. Head of the key. Newman hesitates. Bounce feed to Jackson with the left hand and a kiss off the window. Ajax drops in another one.
And the big fella getting in deep. He's shooting 76% on the season. It's back to double digits, and Gonzaga calls time. The Dogs got it out to 16 points. Gonzaga got as close as 5. But when you've got a long way to come back, that takes a lot of energy. And Georgia was able to come back with some big answers. Remember the Takeas Brown play underneath, the old-fashioned three-point play, and 3 huge buckets by Sundiata Gaines. I'm sure Gonzaga's got another push, but it took a lot for Gonzaga to trim 11 points off of that lead, and now Georgia's got it back to 11. And they're not getting anything from Heitfeld, one of their 2 All-American candidates. They bring in the big kid, Foster, only the Space Needle, a taller structure in the state of Washington. But he's not moving nearly as well as Heitfeld. And you just don't expect a player of his caliber who's having the kind of year he's having to come out and play so frustrated. And Scott, you pointed it out, Coach Few spent about a minute. I don't think he watched what was happening on the floor. He was playing psychology teacher there. So we'll see if they go back to him here. What a great game by the guards, though, offensively on both sides. Ravio and Pargo for Gonzaga, and Georgia's trio of Mercer, Gaines, and Levi Stooks. All 5 of those players have been fantastic.
Well, the Dogs have a lot of weapons now. Stooks had 19 in the half, has nothing in the second half, but Gaines now has 19, and Mercer with 17 have definitely picked up the slack. And we're going to get an offensive foul on Gonzaga on Pargo. And that'll wipe out that possession, and the Dogs will get the ball with 6:49 to go.
And Georgia needs to be very patient here. We head to an official timeout. This is Georgia's game to lose.
3 on to 50, and Ole Miss leading South Alabama 37-32 in the Coors Classic down in Mobile. Other scores today: Kentucky beat Louisville 61-49, Texas Tech over Arkansas 71-56, and a team that Georgia will see on New Year's Eve afternoon at Stegman Coliseum. 7th-ranked Wisconsin beat number 2 Pitt 89-75.
One of the most impressive wins by any team this season. You beat the number 2 team in the country by 14. That's saying something. Georgia 5 of 18 on trades, but the Dogs, how about this number? 30 out of 46 on 2-pointers, and that means that they've been getting great penetration from Sundiata Gaines and doing a good job going to the offensive glass, particularly Mike Mercer. He's got 6 rebounds. They've all been on the offensive end.
Gaines off the floor right now. Humphrey and Mercer, along with Brown, Stooks, and Newman on the floor for Georgia. And Gonzaga tries a little zone pressure here as the Dogs break it and get it into the front side. Newman has it on the far side of the floor. The senior dribbles and drops it back to Mercer, who will back it out near midcourt. 19 on the shot clock for the Dogs, leading it 80-69. Mercer now going to drive toward the basket, flip it to Humphrey for a three, right corner, around the rim and out, no good. Rebound, Bolden for Gonzaga. Humphrey has been cold today. 6:20 to go, and the Zags trail by double digits. Rivio gets it on the right wing, going to attack the basket, kick it out. Pargo wide open, three. Oh, no good. Rebound in the far side, picked up by Stooks on the run. Levi going to drive, lean it in around the rim and good, and they call a blocking foul on Pargo. Count the bucket. Stooks to the free throw line.
Stooks had 19 in the first half, his first points in the second half, and that is the first nail in the coffin. A huge play there for the Bulldogs, changing momentum and pushing that lead up to 13.
That's going to be 4 on Jeremy Pargo as well. Mellon has 4. We haven't seen him in a while, as he is back on the floor after that last timeout, so he's playing with 4 fouls. Levi Stooks to the free throw line. Stooks now with 21, 2 out of 3 from the stripe today. The senior puts it up and in good. 22 points for Levi. 83-69 Georgia, pushing that lead back out by 14 now. They led by as much as 16 earlier in the half. Mallon with the ball for Gonzaga. They work from left to right. Under 6 minutes to go. Bounce feed to Heitfeld. He goes against Bliss. He bumps, he turns, he faces, and he banks it in good. Heitfeld with a 2-pointer. His first points of the second half. He's got 13.
The first shot of the second half. Not a good matchup there for Georgia. They need to have Jackson or Brown in the game athletically. Heitfeld's too quick for both Newman and Bliss.
Mercer jump stop left of the lane. Passes it back out. They get it out on the perimeter to burn some more clock. Now inside to Bliss on the block. They double team him. Ball fake. Bounce feed to Newman. Right elbow. Newman with a left hand puts it up. A flat shot off the iron. No good. Rebound goes to Gonzaga. The Dogs knock it out of bounds, and it'll be Zags basketball. And Bliss is struggling a little bit, trying to catch his wind. Sundiata Gaines will check in for Billy Humphrey. Humphrey has yet to score today.
Gaines was out for 3 possessions. Georgia got 3 points. Had the old-fashioned three-point play from Stooks in transition.
83-71 Georgia, 5:15 to go in the game. Rivio gets a screen from Heitfeld. He rolls down on the left baseline. They go to Mallon. Mallon head of the key, picks up the dribble, feed Pargo right side underneath to Bolden. He got in deep and scored against our big guys.
Now Georgia's got to get more athletic on the post now. That's twice in a row they've attacked inside.
The lead is 10, 83-73, 4:55 to go. Sundiata to the basket from the free throw, or from the half-court line, and all the way to the hole and lay it in good. Sundiata Gaines with 21.
He's been the story of the game in the second half. 15 points since intermission, go along with 7 rebounds and 4 assists.
Rivio slices through the lane, takes a feed and runs and lays it up easily, almost uncontested. Rivio now with 19 points. We exchange baskets. The lead is 10, 85-75. Georgia. Dogs with the ball. Bliss right side to Stooks. Stooks around a screen from Newman. Dribbles through the legs. Spots up. Jump shot. Short. Side iron. Newman with a big board for the Dogs to keep it alive. Newman drives around. Dribbled it off his foot. Picked up by Levi at the free throw line. Feeds Mercer in the corner. He drives. Reverse layup. Circus shot. Not even close. Rebound Sundiata. And the Dogs will dribble it back out and work the last 20 seconds off the clock as we go under 4 minutes to play.
A dribble off the foot, a bad shot. Georgia maintaining possession. It's been the Dogs' day.
Newman cross court to Stooks. Back to Gaines. 8 on the clock. Sundiata watching it. 5 on the clock. Sundiata going to try to create. Here's a long 3. That would create something. No good. Newman with another rebound. He missed the putback, but there's Sundiata for the follow and a foul on the play. Dogs are absolutely worn out, but they won't stop scoring.
And this foul is going to be on Mallon. It was against Newman, so no bucket there. But Mallon is fouled out of the game. And Georgia's going to go to the line with a 10-point lead and 3:42 to go. The Bulldogs have forced Gonzaga into 21 turnovers. Georgia's turned it over just 11 times.
Sundiata Gaines with a season-best 21 points. Levi Stooks with a season-high 22, and it'll be Steve Newman going to the free throw line for the Bulldogs. Career 75% shooter. He's 2 out of 4.
Oh, Georgia just got a break. He's going to get 2 free throws out of this one, not the 1-and-1, so Sega using the active shooting.
Newman with 2 shots, senior from Orlando. First free throw up and in, good. Steve with 3 points in the ball game, and again, as Jeff pointed out a few moments ago, some big rebounds. He's got 4. It seems like he's got more than that.
And the 5 assists gave a couple of nice ones down to Albert Jackson for big buckets down on the blocks.
Second free throw by Newman on the way, and good. He stripped the net on both of them. He made a pair, 87-75, Georgia by 12. We've got 3:40 to play. Gonzaga with a basketball. Right side they go to Bolden. Mercer's on him. The freshman will dribble to his left. Now down the lane, gives it to Heitfeld. Heitfeld tries to muscle his way in, and he lets it fly with that long right arm, and it goes around the rim and good. 15 points for Heitfeld. Georgia, almost threw it away in the backcourt. A high, long pass from Gaines to Stoops, who made a nice grab. Dogs beat the pressure, feed it to Mercer inside. The no-look dish to Takeas Brown, and the lay-in good from the right baseline.
Well, a great job of passing there by the Bulldogs. Once Georgia got it across midcourt, Mike Mercer attacking, and when you beat the press, you're going to have numbers. Brown able to finish.
Heitfeld, 3, won't go off the rim. Mercer with the rebound. He's going to fly down the floor, feed it to Stooks. Stooks, lay in, no good. The rebound underneath, Takeas Brown, headband and all. He put it back up and in.
And Takeas Brown into double figures with 11. Gonzaga going to call a timeout here, and that's the athleticism that he brings to the Bulldogs on the blocks.
Gonzaga with 1 timeout remaining for the final 2:43, and the Dogs cracking it open again. 14 points now, 91-77. Timeout on the floor. Back in a moment. Georgia Bulldogs Radio Network.
So how much did you bet on the game today? Optium Financial wants to know. Not the football game. We're talking your personal finances game. Did you play the numbers on an adjustable rate mortgage? Bet on the under with an interest-only loan? Or maybe you just bought too much house and the market slowdown is about to sack you. It's time to play smart. If you're buying or refinancing your house, you don't need the latest gimmick anymore. You need sound mortgage advice. This is Rick Floyd. Optium Financial is a full-service lender, not just a broker, which means your mortgage is structured exactly the way you need it for your situation, and you get the best deal possible. We train our people to recognize your precise needs and then create a solution. And our proprietary system allows you to track your loan 24/7. You will be completely satisfied with Optium Financial, or we will give you $500 upon closing. No questions asked. We invite you to see why we are the lender to the Dog Nation.
Hey, thanks, you guys. See us at opteum.com.
Georgia with 4 players in double figures. Levi Stoops leading the way with 22. Sunday out of Gaines with a season-high 21. Mercer's got 17. Takeas Brown with 11 as the Dogs lead it 91-77 on the 16th ranked team in the country, Gonzaga, who has the ball and will inbound from the far side. Rivio will dribble and work against Levi Stoops. 2:35 to play. They go to Pendergraft, head of the key. He turns and twists and throws it to Pargo on the right wing. Pargo holding, now dribbling. Crossover, tries to go to the basket. Found a bit of an opening. Hard off the glass, no good. Foul as the whistle blows. And they're going to get the Dogs, I think, on that foul.
The hook underneath.
They got Newman. That's number 2 on Steve.
You just don't want to stop the clock here. Georgia by 14, so a chance for free points here. Nice defense there by Sunday out of Gaines, coming from behind to tip it away from Pargo, who is lightning fast.
Pendergraft, free throw line. Back iron, no good. Takeas Brown, a good board for the Dogs. The feed to Gaines up into the front court. Lob over right side to Stoops. To Brown, straight away. Left side to Mercer. Mercer, one dribble, a bounce feed to Stoops. Stoops backs it out on the right wing to Newman, head of the key. Man-to-man by Gonzaga. We go inside to Takeas, stolen by Heitfeld to Bolden as the Zags run with 2:04 to go. Rivio, 3, in and out, no good. Bolden, the putback, around the rim and off, no good. And the rebound lost by Brown on the far side. It'll be Gonzaga basketball, a tick under 2 minutes, and a 91-77 Georgia lead.
No need to hurry offensively for Georgia and the Dogs in the double bonus. And do not foul. You don't want to foul.
Bolden to Rivio. Dogs in a tight man-to-man. Rivio gets a screen, penetrates, feeds Bolden, a lay-in good from the right side.
Now Georgia's still in great shape here. 4-possession game, up by 12. Dogs just need to protect the ball, make their foul shots down the stretch. Should be no sweat.
91-79, 1:38 to go. Mercer shakes the defender in the lane, puts it up, front iron, no good, but he got fouled as he attacks the basket. And that foul on Bolden, that's his first.
Not a good shot there by Mike Mercer. He's taken a couple of unwise shots today. Only 10 seconds had gone off the shot clock, but he's so athletic. He was able to draw the foul, and he'll step to the line to shoot a pair. Georgia in the double bonus, 1-1 for Gonzaga.
Free throw is no good. That's an area where Mike definitely needs some work. Only a 50% free throw shooter. He averages 15 shots a game today, Jeff. He's taken 21.
And a couple of ill-advised.
That free throw no good. Brown almost had the rebound, knocked away by Gonzaga. It'll be Georgia basketball as the ball goes out of bounds over the inline right next to the Georgia cheerleaders. Sundiata Gaines to throw it in with 93 seconds to play. Fire it in to Steve Newman, wide open near midcourt. Give it back to Gaines. The Dogs can just milk that clock. That's their sixth man right now. Sundiata Gaines will dribble on the left side. Guarded by Ribio, 1:21 to play. Georgia 91, Zags 79. Mercer can't help himself. He drives and attacks and lays it up and in. Mercer with 79. Bolden runs baseline. Reverse layup, and he got it to go in front of Steve Newman. Bolden with 12. We exchange baskets. Long pass up the floor to Stooks. He pivots, pulls the ball away from Pargo. Less than 60 seconds to go. Crowd comes up on the feet. 93-81, Georgia by 12. 52 seconds away from win number 7. Gaines dribbles, works against Bolden. Bolden in a tight man-to-man, swipes at the ball. Gaines backs away. 14 on the shot clock. Works on the right side, around the screen, back and forth from Newman. Now backs it out with 9 on the clock. Sundiata. Crossover dribble. Gonna go with a left hand. Kick it to Levi for a 3! Oh, net! A sweet 3 for the left side for Levi Stooks with 30 seconds. And that should do it. Dogs by 15. 96-81. Zags with the ball. Pargo runs right baseline. Lets it fly high off the window. Good. As Gonzaga pulls to within 13, but it doesn't matter now. It's 15 seconds to go, and Stooks is holding the ball, and now will dribble it out slowly near midcourt. Smiles all around for the Dogs. Handshakes between Pete Herman and Dennis Felton. Harry Dog is there for congratulations on Coach Felton, and the Dogs have beaten the 16th ranked team in the country, Gonzaga, 96-83 in a barn burner.
Well, a great performance here by Georgia, and you could certainly make the argument that at least over the last 3 years, this is the biggest win of the Dennis Felton era, to have the 16th ranked team in the country who's already beaten Texas, who's already beaten North Carolina, and for the Dogs to come in here and dominate and pull away at the end, win at 96-83 and finish emphatically with what else but a Levi Stooks 3, as he was a high man here today with 25 points. A terrific effort for the Bulldogs here today, and a great win. It's been a brutal schedule here in December so far. 5 games that you knew would be very tough. So far, Georgia 2 for 2 with wins over Wake Forest, and here today against a 16th ranked team in the land.
And the Dogs once again shoot better than 50%, 7 times in 8 ball games as they whip the Zags by 13, 96-83 here at the arena at Gwinnett Center. We'll be back for the postgame show and our singular wireless call of the game. That's next here on the Georgia Bulldogs Radio Network.
All right.
Dogs go to 7-1 as they beat the 16th ranked team in the country, Gonzaga, here at the Gwinnett Arena this afternoon. 96-83 the final. Singular wireless call of the game coming up right after we pause for station identification on the Georgia Bulldogs Radio Network. No let-up in the Georgia offense today, Jeff, as the Dogs averaging over 90, go for better than 90 again today. 96 on a very good Gonzaga team as they wear out the Zags down the stretch, 96-83.
Well, and the punch came from the perimeter. Georgia's trio of Sundiata Gaines, who had 21, Levi Stooks with 25, and Mike Mercer, who has 19, combined to score 65 points. I thought Takeas Brown had a great impact underneath. And then Steve Newman, he was kind of the blood and guts unsung hero today with 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. But what Georgia did most impressively was answer back. The Bulldogs built up big leads, and of course Gonzaga, they're one of the best best teams, one of the best programs in the country. You knew they would make their pushes. Georgia was able to answer back, particularly midway through that second half on 3 consecutive drives by Sundiata Gaines when he was able to create offense. And even though Gonzaga cut a 16-point lead down to 5, they could get no closer. And Georgia, for the entire second half, kept it at least a 2-possession game.
Dogs came out of the locker room at halftime with a serious attitude, jacking a 5-point lead at intermission to 16 with an 11-0 run, but the Zags would whittle it back to single digits. The Dogs pushed it back up into double figures, and Levi Stooks added exclamation in the final minute of the game. 25 points for the senior out of Randallstown, Maryland, and this is our Singular Wireless call of the game. Pulls the ball away from Pargo. Less than 60 seconds to go. Crowd comes up on the feet. 93-81, Georgia by 12. 52 seconds away from win number 7. Gaines dribbles, works against Bolden. Bolden in a tight man-to-man, swipes at the ball. Gaines backs away, 14 on the shot clock. Works on the right side, around the screen, back and forth from Newman. Now backs it out with 9 on the clock. Sundiata, crossover dribble. Gonna go with a left hand, kick it to Levi for a 3! Oh, net, a sweet 3 from the left side for Levi Stooks with 30 seconds. And that should do it. Dogs by 15, 96-81.
And terrific execution there for Georgia down the stretch, and the Bulldogs kept taking the fight to Gonzaga even when they had the lead. I thought that was a big key on the defensive end. Georgia did a great job of defending Heitfeld, who never got into the game, especially in the second half. It took almost 14 minutes for him to get his first shot after intermission, scored only 4 points in the second half. I thought that was a big plus for Georgia on the defensive end. Really the only downer. Didn't defend the 3 real well. 11 out of 22 for the Zags. Too many open looks. But, Scott, we talked about it prior to the game and right when the game started, that Georgia could have an effect with the athleticism in the backcourt. Georgia winds up finishing +9 in the turnover department, forced Gonzaga into 21 turnovers, including 14 in the first half.
Well, you had to limit the turnovers against this team, and Georgia did just that. Dogs came in averaging 17 a game. They only turned it over 12 times. They shoot better than 50%. They win the battle of the glass, out-rebounding Gonzaga by 8. Heitfeld, as you mentioned, his numbers look pretty good if you're just looking at the sheet. 6 out of 9, 15 points, 7 rebounds, but largely ineffective.
Yeah, he had no effect on the game in the second half. Georgia really did a great job on him. I think he had some frustrations. It really all ran from Gonzaga's backcourt. I thought a great guard game. If you love guards today, with Pargo and Riviere for Gonzaga, and then Gaines, Stooks, and Mercer for Georgia. A lot of fun to watch, an up-tempo game. And also, I like to see more coaches do this. Mark Few is one of my favorite guys out there. In the last 2 minutes, he knew they weren't coming back. I thought a class move and a smart move, not to go out there and foul and hack every possession. Because too many times when you do that, instead of losing a game, they lose by 13. You might wind up losing the game by 21, 22 points. It's no fun for anybody involved. And basically, if you're Gonzaga right now, a team that's beaten North Carolina, that's beaten Texas, that's beaten Washington, they've got to tip their caps to Georgia. The Bulldogs played very, very well, and a win like today's sends a message not only to Georgia Tech, Wisconsin, and Clemson, but to the rest of the SEC that the Bulldogs will have to be dealt with in that race for the East Division title this year.
Yeah, this is definitely one that those tournament committees like to look at when they huddle in those hotel rooms in early March. And this one, if Georgia can continue to build on it, may be the one that puts the Bulldogs over the top and sends Georgia in the right direction back into postseason play. They beat Gonzaga, number 16 in the country, 96-83. Coming up next, the Optium Financial Player of the Game, and we'll talk with Coach Dennis Felton in just a few moments on the Georgia Bulldogs Radio Network. Dogs guards score big tonight. Levi Stooks with 25 points. That's a season high. Sundiata Gaines, a season best 21 points to go with a team high 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 6 steals. And Mike Mercer added 19 points as the Dogs defeat Gonzaga 96-83 to improve to 7-1. The Zags now 9-3. They're off for New York to play the Duke Blue Devils next week. Georgia back at home on Tuesday night to host the Dolphins of Jacksonville University. 6:30 airtime, 7 o'clock tip-off at Stegman Coliseum. We hope you join us then. Tonight's post-game show has been brought to you by your Chrysler dealers. Great deals at your Chrysler dealer. Go to Chrysler.com. By Georgia Farm Bureau, helping you is what we do best. By Regions Bank, proud sponsor of the Georgia Bulldogs Radio Network. By Comcast, it's your life. Comcast connects it. And by Jeep and your local Atlanta area Jeep dealers. For the crew tonight, Jeff Dantzler, producer-engineer Michael Williams, and our network studio producer Alan Hunt. Scott Howard saying so long from the arena at Gwinnett Center, where Georgia was a winner over Gonzaga tonight, 96-83. You've been listening to Bulldog Basketball on the Georgia Bulldogs Radio Network.
To collapse all I've learned, to absorb away with open eyes to see this revelation, new serenity. Destruction is harmony. To see this, I'll wait for you. To rise from this dream, I will be waiting for you. To rise from this dream.
3, 2, 1, Dogs do the improbable, the unthinkable, the unbelievable. They beat Arkansas and go wire to win the SEC tournament.